Hi everyone. I wanted to say hello to my grandbabies and my children that I miss so much. And it's another fall and I haven't seen you guys in so long, so I thought maybe let me go ahead and do this video in hopes that I'll be able to see you guys soon. Okay? So anyways, one of my father's favorite foods was chili beans. And he loved chili beans. It was his favorite food, and sorry about that, that was a fan. It was his favorite food, and one time I made it and he kind of yelled at me. He said that it wasn't the kind of food that it wasn't chili. And you know what? He was right, because the chili that I made was really different. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make a chili in remembrance of my father and remembrance of your father. And what I started off was I used this much of a bell pepper, and it's like what, half maybe. And then I used like another half, so I would say 3/4 of it. And I sauteed it in, I started off by sauteing it in with some oil, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and some grapeseed oil. And then I go ahead and I add my beef. And what I did, and sometimes you can add like celery and carrots and brings a lot of flavor into your chili, but this is going to be a basic chili. So I tried really super hard to be very frugal. So I get like stuff that's already cooked sometimes, in like a can of pinto beans and a can of kidney beans, and then maybe a can of diced tomatoes with just a little bit, you know, they're only $1 a piece, and I get them on sale. So I get a lot of my stuff on sale, and then I go to the farmer's market, and I go like on a day where there's where they're trying to get rid of produce. I think that's, you know, really important. If everybody seems to be on a budget, you know, everybody is on a budget, and we're all struggling to survive. And I see all the homeless. I count my blessings every day. I think about all my kids, whatever they're going through, and it's just hard. It's hard. I mean, so much has changed. Our economy has changed. Attitudes have changed. And so many things have changed where we were different back in my, but you know, it doesn't have to. It can be the same. You carry on your legacy and you go from there. That's how I think. So what I'm doing is basically grounding this beef, and this beef is 99% fat-free, but I don't think it is. That's what it says on the package. But I think the grass-fed beef is better, and I try to get it with all natural ingredients, but I cross my fingers sometimes because not everything, like I said, is organic, but I try to get as much as organic as I can possibly get. And then hopefully, you know, some of your grocery stores have some good sales and deals, and they're not wasting food, which is crazy. Anyways, I've seen video clips where food was left out behind these large chain stores, grocery stores. Are you kidding me? With all the people that are homeless and out on the street, something's wrong. So, okay, so I put in those 2 chopped tomatoes that I got at the farmer's market. They started to get kind of, you know, they were on their way out. So, and I'm going to go ahead and open up these kidney beans. And I like using, I'm not going to, well, you can drain it. And that's the best way to do it, is to drain it. I think it's good that you rinse them out and you drain them, and sometimes I don't. I mean, if you want to drain them, then go ahead and drain them. But if it's BPA free, and I mean, usually it's BPA free and it's organic, then it's okay. But I like the juices of the beans because there's so much nutrients in them. So I'm not going to rinse these. Alrighty. That's 1 can of kidney beans. And when I was a kid, we used to have chili beans at our school, elementary school, and I remember going up for seconds and thirds. I loved the beans, the chili beans that they made. They would make them by scratch. The chili beans, as far as I know, maybe they were canned. And then they would make the butter. They would whip the butter and they would put, and it was just beans. There was no meat in them. It just had the sauce, and it had, they were delicious. So, it's nice. And so you just add that. And then I'm going to open up this other can of tomatoes. I'm just going to make a simple, basic chili. So I don't rinse out the tomatoes, so there they go in there. And I put that on high. And then I'm going now at this point you could add like jalapenos if you want, but I'm not going to make this spicy. I'm going to make, well, I am going to put some I'm going to put some harissa on there, in there. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Let's try it. Oh yeah, that's spicy. Woo! Just a little bit. Ooh, that's good flavor. Ooh. And then let that simmer a little. I've added some salt in there. I'm gonna take, let me just use this. And then I'll show you how to plate your chili beans. Of course, I always cook my beans. I slow cook them. As you've seen in some of my videos, I do slow cook them. And they are quite delicious, so. There's just a lot of tomato flavor in there, which is what I wanted. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some of this mole sauce that I made some mole sauce out of dried peppers, and I'm just going to put in a couple tablespoons in there. Okay. So I was talking to this gentleman at the store, and he said, I make a tortilla soup. And I said, well, how do you make a tortilla soup? He says, basically it's like a chili bean, but he makes it a little bit more watery. So I said, oh, okay. I said, that's different. And then someone else said, that sounds good. So it's bean soup, basically. So everybody has like their own version of certain foods, which is fine. Okay. So we're going to cook that. Oh, that looks so good. I'm going to show you to you. So. Look at that. And that's it. And then you just kind of season it. Like if you want to add a little bit of chipotle in there, I'm going to add just a little bit of chipotle. Just to get that smokiness flavor. And then I'm going to add some paprika. Oh, yeah. So Put a little bit of paprika in there, and this is when it becomes tasty and flavorful. And then I'm going to add some cumin. Yum! Then I'm going to add some oregano. Yeah, and that's going to give it that nice rustic flavor. If you want to add some cilantro in there, you can. Do you see how easy that was? So, and then you just kind of let it simmer for a while, and you can serve this with crackers. I like serving it with, if you want cornbread instead, but I like crackers. And then if you want to serve this with sour cream and some cheese, yum, so good. So I'm going to let that simmer. Lower the heat a little bit and let it simmer. And then I'm going to go ahead and taste it just to find out if it's like, if it needs anything. Looking for a fork. Honey, that's good. If you want to add a little bit of zest in there, you can. I would add a little bit of lime juice and then the zest of a lime. Really delicious. So I think that's what I'm going to do next, just to bring it a little zinginess in there. And then, or lemon juice. I think when you add a little bit of acidity in there, like some lime or some lemon juice, then it kind of it just makes it a little bit flavorful. It kind of brings everything together. And then some cilantro. Oh, I think I'm gonna throw some cilantro in there. I like cilantro. And then I have plenty of tomatoes, so you can make this with ground turkey, or you can make this with some cubed meat, chicken, pretty much anything. So, and there you have it. It's delicious. Alrighty, I'll talk to you soon.